himself to try to get the job done. But so far they played well, the Flyers.
Coming up to 6 minutes of play in the first period, there is no score. Marois back to his own net. Bobby Clarke, good forecheck there, stolen. Oh, what a pass in front by Clarke, and Hill had a great chance and just failed to hit it properly. There's going to be a penalty to the New York Rangers now. Well, that has got to go down as the best scoring opportunity in this hockey game so far. Hill was set up by Bobby Clarke beautifully. He couldn't hit it. This is Stanley Cup 79 from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
You're looking at just part of the biggest lineup in lawn boy history, the new generation lawn boy mowers with a brand new 2-cycle engine. We tested them for months to prove these tough new lawn boy mowers have a dramatic 20 to 30% more usable power. They even adjust cutting speed automatically for tall or tough grass. The new generation lawn boy mowers with 20 to 30% more usable power, just part of the biggest lineup in lawn boy history.
6 minutes and 6 seconds into this first period. Mario Marois goes off.
Well, the Flyers have trying to get somebody in front of Davidson and bother him, get his concentration on the players that are bothering him in front of the net. And that time, Marois, he tripped Hill. First power play for the Flyers.
They've come close to scoring, but there is no score in this first period. Barber stopped it at the line. Looked it ahead for Clarke, back to the net. McLeish went after it to Clarke. Takes a look to the blue line. Barber didn't shoot it. He passed to the Leach. Now he might let it go. No, he doesn't. Here's Wilson closing in. Scrambled for it. It went through everybody and was cleared by Duguay down the ice. The Philadelphia Flyers are coming awfully close and are definitely applying the pressure to the Rangers in the early going of this first period. There is no score on a Philadelphia power play. It's Bobby Clarke going in. Clarke lost it. He couldn't make that pass. And the Rangers shoot it down the ice again. There's Wilson, number 3, coming out with Linseman. And Barber gets this pass, comes to center. Linseman is on his left. He might drop it to him. He does. Linseman had it poked away. Along the boards, he couldn't find it. And the Rangers again shoot it away and down the ice. 58 seconds left in the penalty to Marois of the New York Rangers. He's off for tripping. Here's Hill coming down the left side. Across the line it goes to Beauregard. His shot is blocked up the defense. The Rangers can't move it out right away. Hill went on to the boards. He comes up with it. Tried to get it back to Wilson and couldn't. Now Hill tried to poke it loose, and again he fails. They get a whistle for a face-off in the Ranger zone. 37 seconds left in the Ranger penalty.
The Flyers seemed a little tight on this particular power play. They had a couple opportunities to control the puck, but it just seemed to bounce off their stick. And when they do get it in front, they fan on the plate. Hill had an excellent scoring chance there from Clarke. With Davidson out of position, just couldn't put it home.
You know, I think Clarke could have scored himself on that occasion, but he saw Hill out front so well, he said, well, this looks even better. Well, Holmgren goes to center ice for Philadelphia. Lapointe and DuPont, the two defensemen inside the line on this power play. 37 seconds left in the penalty to Marois. Here's Greshner going after it. Holmgren after him. Bumped along the boards was Greshner into the corner. Lapointe fed it back to the net. Philadelphia with some pressure on now. With 24 seconds left in the penalty. It's kept in by Lapointe. His shot is stopped by Davidson. Comes off the boards. DuPont comes in a bit, picked it up. DuPont's pass goes over to Wilson. Closing in. And his shot went by everybody in front again. Here's Hill. And it was hit by a stick down the ice. That'll kill the penalty. 4 seconds left in the penalty to Marois. And he's getting ready to come back on. There he is. The penalty is over. And coming in is Linseman. Cutting around the defense. And around the net, he centered it. It comes off his skate and back off the boards to the line. Tkachuk poked it to center ice. In goes Duguay. Across the line, he stops. Just threw it off the boards back to the net. And Lapointe for Philadelphia. Beats a pass over on the right wing. Up to Kelly. Kelly is across the line. Didn't see someone on the left side. It went to an open wing. Intercepted by Daly. Poked in over the line. Bridgman went after it. Back to Daly. A bad angle. He was pushed off the puck. It comes near the blue line. Stopped up the line and kept in. Barely. The Rangers poked it down to the right wing. There's going to be another penalty against the Philadelphia Flyers. Here it comes. It looks like Bridgman is going off. 8:54. The time of this penalty to Bridgman of Philadelphia. With a score, Rangers nothing, Flyers nothing. This is Stanley Cup 79.
Bright guy, Tony. When he put a new set of tires on his truck, he decided to go first class and pick the one and only Michelin. Liked Michelin quality so much, put a set on his family wagon. And even on his motorbike. The one and only Michelin.
It's the only tire I'd own.
Michelin.
Bridgman of Philadelphia for holding. Bob Cole along with Gary Dornhofer at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Coming up to the 9-minute mark of the first period, there is no score, and now the Rangers with Esposito. And Maloney along with Murdoch. Watson ahead for Barber. He'll try to clear it out. Flyers were grateful in the first penalty. Let's see what happens on this one. Watson didn't get very far. That's Greshner with it in his own zone. Esposito skates to the left side. Got the pass on his skates. Greshner handed it back to him. It goes in by Maloney, back of the net into the corner. Murdoch was bumping in there with Barber. Esposito was knocked into the boards by Big Daly, and they get a whistle in the Philadelphia zone. The fans, well, they're normal, Gary. They got to help any team here in this rink when it's your rink.
There's no question about that. These are one of the most enthusiastic fans in the league. You know, the adrenaline just flows when you hear the fans hollering and screaming every time you're out in that ice. And when you get into playoff situations, it's more, you know, it's very much so. You're going to see the tie up in the corner here, and the fans, they love every bit of it.
Watch Esposito get this rap from Daly.
You know, Esposito is awfully strong in the corners, and he's been the key that way, especially in his work in front of the net.
They've killed 30 seconds of the Bridgman penalty. There is no score in the first period coming up to the halfway mark. It's into the center ice area again. Greshner for the Rangers to Esposito at his own line. The pass to McEwen. Cross center. In on the wing goes Maloney. Backhand shot kicked away by Stevenson. That comes back to McEwen again. Off the skate of Greshner to center ice. A minute, 5 seconds left in the penalty. McEwen going around Daly. Fell down. Esposito has it though. Center to Greshner, scores! Esposito spotted Greshner coming in, and Stevenson had no chance on that one. A power play goal at 9:55, 1-0. New York.
Just great puck movement there. Watch the play Esposito makes. Has a look for Greshner coming in from the face-off spot. Just puts it by Stevenson on the glove side along the ice.
Number 77, Phil Esposito, along with number 27.
Clark had a crack at it here, and Esposito ended up with the puck.
5 seconds.
Greshner doesn't hesitate. As soon as it hits the stick, he lets it go in the corner.
Well, it's 1-0 New York. And here's the point for Philadelphia. Shooting one in by Holmgren. In back of the net goes Parrish. He flipped it to the far side. Vickers is waiting for it. Now this is Badney poking it up over the line, and at center ice, Dunlop just placed it back for Wilson. Up to Holmgren. He was bumped by Parrish. A light check at the far side. 1-0, the New York Rangers with first blood in the game. Holmgren keeping it in. Parrish is on it right away. Passed it by Vickers to center ice. The Philadelphia Flyers coming back in offside. That was Dunlop in ahead of the play.
Ron Greshner certainly has provided the Rangers with some goal scoring. That's his fourth. You know, one of the problems now that the Flyers are having, they're down 1-0, and what has happened before in the previous games is they start running all over the ice. You allowing the Rangers to get that next one. So they have to kind of play it cool now and wait for that opening. Do a little better job of forechecking. They have to get on the Rangers faster in their own zone.
Greshner his fourth, the power play goal from Esposito and McEwen at 9:55. And that's the story. Scoring-wise, 1-0 the New York Rangers. Here come the Flyers again. Dunlop racing into the corner. Tried to pick it up. Vadnais all over him. He centered it. Parrish knocked it to the line. Lapointe knocked it down, but couldn't do anything with it. Vickers down to center. Plante missed the pass. And here's Johnstone coming in. He got away from a check thrown by McLeish. Johnstone rolled it in front, and then McLeish was on it right away. He's across his own line up at center. McLeish taking a look at the line. Passed it over on this side. The shot by Linseman is blocked by Davidson. McLeish again on the boards. He loses it this time, and it's cleared to the center ice area. 11.5 minutes gone in the first period. The New York Rangers won. Philadelphia Flyers, no score. It was a power play goal by Greshner. Long shot stopped by Stevenson. Daly for the Flyers back to the net, starting up. That pass comes to Barber. Here's Barber across center. Just tosses a light one into the corner. Beauregard went in after it. He's bumping with McEwen. Back there is Plante to help out, and they'll get a whistle this time with 4 players jammed on the boards. Talked about John Davidson, the goaltender of the Rangers, earlier. Well, we asked John Davidson about his outstanding play in the playoffs so far.
I feel strong. I think Fred Shero and the management gave a lot of faith in me, put a lot of faith in me, letting me play down the stretch, coming off an injury. So I've gotten in shape, and I feel strong game-wise now.
And the face-off to his right now, taken right away by Marois. Back to the net he goes. At the 12-minute mark of the first period, the Rangers dump it down the ice. 1-0, New York. Greshner got the goal. A power play. Here come the Flyers. Linseman, he's a great mover. Tried to drop it back in front, gets another opportunity. They hold it in the corner, and it's taken by Sheehan, and it's whistled dead for a face-off to the left of John Davidson. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
In celebration of Ford of Canada's 75th anniversary, your Ford and Mercury dealers present Beautiful Value Days. We're celebrating with the luxurious Diamond Jubilee cars, Ford LTD and Mercury Marquis. And there's more during Beautiful Value Days. 50% off beautiful styling option packages on Ford, Futura, Granada, Fairmont, Mercury, Zephyr, Monarch, and Z7. Beautiful values today. Details at Ford and Mercury dealers.
That's the time remaining in the first period. And we're coming to you live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Bob Cole along with Gary Dornhofer and Brian McFarland. 1-0, the New York Rangers lead in this opening period on Greshner's goal. Flyers have had a lot of chances though, Gary.
It's so frustrating. You know, I've been on that side of the coin too, when you throw a lot of pucks at the goalie and nothing seems to go in. But I still think better job of forechecking. You know, the New York defense are so elusive, and they're making the good plays right now. That's what's hurting the Flyers.
Bridgman, Kelly, and Gorens for Philadelphia at the line. It stopped, but it came across the line, and the Rangers just shoot it up to center. Here's Sheen racing in, and he can move it. He dropped it back to Duguay. The rebound, and it just went wide of the far corner. Duguay, Hickey, and Sheen for the Rangers, and Hickey came close on that occasion. There's Hickey again. He centered it, but Kelly was there near the line. Kelly moved it ahead. This is Watson stepping in. Watson might go all the way with it. He's not down. There's going to be a penalty now to the New York Rangers. A hooking penalty coming up as Jimmy Watson looked very good on that rush, Gary.
Well, Jimmy's been around a long time, and he feels that he has to add a little spark here to the Flyer attack, and he just took it in there. And Rangers are going to get that hooking penalty. And, you know, you're getting to a situation where the Flyers almost have to score a goal in this power play. Get them some confidence, and so they can loosen up a little bit. They're still a little tight out there.
Marois is right there in the penalty box now. We're going to look at that penalty again if we can't see it. Here it is. That's Watson, number 20.
Jimmy was almost through the middle there, and there comes the hook. Takes him out of the play. You know, while the Flyers get ready for this power play, one of the men out there that they really have to get some production from is Rick McClish. You know, he has only 1 assist so far, and when he's on and scoring goals, he is a real key. And so far, he's had his problems scoring along with everybody else, but they have to get some mileage from McClish.
12:44 the time of the New York penalty to Mario Marois. Bobby Clark, McLeish is parked on the left side. Leach on the right. Barber, the extra point man, with that good shot on the right side, and Ben Wilson, number 3, on this near side.
What's been happening on the the Flyers power play is that when Barber gets that puck on the right point, watch him move into the middle so he has a direct shot at the net. So let's keep an eye on that.
Okay, Gary, we'll watch it, and I'm sure the Rangers will also, because they're leading 1-0 and shorthanded now as Marois is off. Here it comes back to Wilson. Wilson faked the pass and gave it to McLeish. McLeish lost it. He's having a tough series. Rick McLeish just cannot do anything right. And that's been a lot of talk around the spectrum this morning at the workout. As the Flyers skated at 10:30 and the New York Rangers at 11:30 just to warm up for this game. And here's Barber coming across center. Up over the line, dropped it to McLeish. What about it this time? Rick back to Clark. Into Rick McLeish. Spinning around with it. Takes a look at Clark. And he missed on the far side. Did not get good wood on the shot. The Rangers will shoot it down the ice on a 2-man break now. Skating to center. This is Tkachuk. Scores! Tkachuk just had a look to his right. Stevenson had a look to his left. And the puck went by him. And that's a shorthanded goal. 2-0 New York.
That is the Rangers' 4th shorthanded goal in the last 4 games. They've scored a shorthanded goal in each game. Tkachuk, he just takes it down and waits and finally unloads one. Beats Stevenson on the glove side. Again, a 2-on-1 break. A good speed there by Hedberg on his right. Barber plays it right in the middle.
Unassisted, shorthanded.
And there it goes. Beats Stevenson.
13:26. There's the time. Walt Tkachuk. And it's 2-0 the New York Rangers. So, Philadelphia, you talk about starting this game with their backs to the wall. Look at it now. A minute left in the penalty. Let's see how this power play works its way to the end. Up to center, Wilson. Across the Ranger line into Barber. Barber on a bad angle decides to skate around the net with it, and he's stopped by Vadnais. They try to hold it for a whistle. It comes loose. And finally, Dunlap just rolled it right back there again. It's dumped in front. Johnstone couldn't move it out. Here's a chance for Philadelphia. There's a shot wide, fired by Holmgren. Holmgren went back to the net. They jam at it. Barber is back there with him. Centered again in the goal crease and finally cleared away, but not out. Great pressure now by the Flyers on this power play. And they're pushing in front of the net. It comes to the Rangers and they shoot it away, but the whistle finally was blown by referee Wally Harris. High sticks were up. They did a lot of pushing, and finally Harris called the play, and I think we'll probably get double penalties coming up. Penalties to the Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. Live from the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Of all the tools you use in business, nothing has more immediate impact than long distance. Long distance clears things up quickly. Long distance gives you control over the situation and gets things moving. Long distance lets you know where you stand and lets you react then and there. Every day, businessmen make over 1 million hard-working long-distance calls because long distance means business.
The time, 14 minutes and 23 seconds. John Davidson, New York, 2 minutes.
All right, look at that work in front of the net with Holmgren and Davidson. The Flyers have talked about getting in front of him and bothering him, getting his mind on the player in front rather than the shot. And they were going at it pretty good, and both will receive penalties.
Ed Johnstone will serve the penalty of being assessed to John Davidson, the goaltender. And Holmgren of the Flyers is off. So you have 2 Rangers and 1 Philadelphia Flyer in the penalty box. 21 seconds left in Marois' penalty. So Philadelphia has that man advantage. They're down 2-0. Need a goal badly. McEwen goes back of the net for the Rangers. That'll come across the line. Down to Greshner. Greshner up near the line, had it knocked away, nearly got it back again. And Daly takes over in his own zone. Daly's pass to Barber. It went off his stick into the Rangers zone. Now Daly tipped it in over the line. And Marois back on, so the teams are even, 5 aside. McEwen going back of his own net. McEwen with 5 minutes left in this first period, left it for Greshner. Leach went in to body him into the boards. The Rangers cleared to the line, not out. LaPointe knocked it down for Leach. Leach for Philadelphia, around the net. It'll come to Bobby Clarke. Clarke gets set to make a play. On the boards, he waited, then stepped to the corners, spins around, great play to Daly. And Daly's shot is off Davidson's glove, off the net. Bobby Clarke trying to fight his way into position again. On the boards, he went down to his knees, got back up, gave it to Leach. Out to LaPointe, closing in, shoot, kicked away. And Davidson made a great save. It's knocked back of the net. Philadelphia again with great pressure on. It's up into the crowd. And the play is called. A face-off coming up to the Ranger zone.
Again, great pressure, but somehow they just can't get that puck past Davidson. He made just a great save on the shot from the point by LaPointe. But it's not that difficult.